Hi everybody, it's Cookielu in Arizona. It is Thursday evening, approximately 20 minutes to 8 in the evening. And I just thought I'd come by and say hi and give you a little bit of an update. Today is the 12th, Thursday, and I am approximately 5.5 weeks since my surgery, my plastic surgery. I still have my faja on, as you can see. And next Tuesday would be the 17th, I think, and that would be officially 6 weeks since my brachoplasty and breast surgery. So I can officially take this beautiful garment off. I do give myself a reprieve from time to time. I didn't wear it yesterday. Um, and I still have, the incisions are healing really well. But they're still tender and they're still a little swollen. And I do have those little electrical pinching, shooting pains that I get from time to time. And I'm having a little pain in my right breast where they had the implant that had ruptured, and they did the aggressive cleaning in there when they removed those old implants. And Dr. Sauce just seems to think that that's just, from the surgery, from the procedure. It's just healing pains, and, they were pretty abrasive, when they went in there and cleaned everything out. So it's just, just healing pains, which is good to know. I wanted to share with you a story that, something that happened to me when I left Monterey after my surgery, and I flew home through Delta Airlines, and I went from Monterey to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Phoenix. So I had to make a connecting flight in Atlanta, and I've flown Delta a lot, especially when I lived in Florida, and I would go, from Florida to Phoenix. Wherever I had to go, I usually use Delta. I usually get the cheapest prices from Delta. So, story is this. I'm going to try to make it brief, but I was telling Kristen about that. I thought, oh, Kristen, you're not going to believe what happened to me. She says, you got to call Joni and tell her that story is a gem. She'd get a kick out of that. And I never did get a chance to talk to her about it. So I thought maybe I would just share it with everybody on a YouTube video. This is what happened. I always get wheelchair assistance whenever I travel anywhere. I needed it a lot more in the past when I was heavy and I had severe back pain and knee pain. But I always get it regardless because it gets me to my gate quicker. Usually when I travel, my gate is always way either in another terminal or it's way at the end of the floor. In the airport, there's a lot of traveling involved, and it's a lot easier for me to just give them a $2 or $3 tip and have them push me to where I need to be. Because it is difficult when you have luggage, and I always take my cane with me when I travel because it helps with my balance. I do have neuropathy in my feet, and I don't really have the feeling in my feet as normal people do, so I am off balance. And it's always easier just to have wheelchair assist. So I'm in Atlanta. There's always, I get off the plane, the wheelchair assist is right there. And this young girl in her 20s, was there with the wheelchair. And I got in there. And now we have to go through customs. And, because I'm leaving another country, going from Mexico. And so I'm going through customs, and there's the security guard, And of course, I always get patted down because I have the knee joint replacement, bells and whistles go off. I have to do the machine, and then after the machine, I have to go and get patted down anyway, and they frisk me. And I told them, I did it in Monterey, and I did it again in Atlanta. And what happened was, because I'm full of drains and I have I had surgery and I was bandaged and I had a sign that Kristen made for me in Spanish when I was in Mexico about to be gentle with me because I had surgery and that I have drains tucked in my clothes and I have them attached to my arms, the whole thing. So when I got to Atlanta, of course, I told them I had surgery. I says, and I can stand up if I need to. I says, but I have drains in my panties, and so they understood, and they said you don't have to. I had to stand up, and I had to do this thing, and well, anyway. But when I got through, when I had to go through customs. There's, of course, a security officer and a little Mr. Sniffy, with his little tail wagging. And I go, oh, how cute. I love animals, and I love dogs especially. And I went, oh, I says, and then the woman's wheeling me. And I said, oh, I said, I know I shouldn't pet him. It's against the rules. I says, but he's so cute. And all of a sudden, he kind of looks at me. Looks at the wheelchair, sits down, and starts going with his eyes up and down like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, to his trainer. And the trainer says, okay, K9 is giving a signal. I'm going to have to ask you please to step to the side for examination. And I'm going, what? I don't have any dope in my purse. And wait a minute, I got tons of pills in my bag, but they're all vitamins. And I have a little bit bottle of tramadol painkillers that Dr. Soseda gave me. But I don't know, why is the dog giving a signal? So I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to miss my connecting flight, and I hurt, and I'm in pain, and I'm tired, and I want to go home, and I don't understand this. And so anyway, a woman, that's this young girl who's pushing me, didn't say anything. She didn't seem to have a care in the world about it, and she's just pushing me now to this other section, isolated section, and I'm sitting in the chair, in the wheelchair, and now he's telling the girl, dog is never wrong with his signals. He says, I have to examine your bag. To the girl, to my assistant, not my suitcase. And my bag, I had my personal travel bag on top of my suit. It wasn't my stuff. The dog gave a sniff to her bag that was on top of my bags. That's where he was getting the signal from. And I went, son of a bitch, if this girl's got dope in her purse, she's going to fuck up my whole travel home. What am I going to do? I don't know. What if she's got dope in her bag? What are they going to do? How are they going to delay me with her? So all my thoughts are going in circles, and she didn't seem to have a care in the world about it. She just pulled me over to, and he's asking her, he's holding up, she had a cloth shoulder bag, like a little fabric shoulder bag. And he's saying, is this your personal bag? And she went, yeah. He says, well, why are you carrying a personal bag? When you're on duty, it's against the law, against the rules as an employee to carry a personal purse. And he says, I'm going to have to examine this purse, so let me know right now if there's anything in there that I should be aware of. And she went, no. So he takes her purse, he dumps it out, and he's taking everything apart. She had a little flashlight in there, took it apart. She had a pen, he took it apart. Oh my God. And he's asking her questions about her personal drug use. Do you use substances, narcotics, marijuana, any kind of, this, that, the other thing? She says, oh, I'm not going to say I never did. He says, did you have anything in this bag? And he's looking in the lining, he's opening zippers. And then she had a little pouch in there, a little plastic purse. And he says, what's this? What's in here? And he says, well, that's the purse that the airlines gives me to use, for my tips and stuff. So he unzipped it, he opened it up, and she had some money in there, and she had a few personal things in there, and he's going through that. He said, well, this is the only purse you should be carrying. You shouldn't be carrying a personal shoulder bag of your own. That's against the rules. You should know that as an employee. And he's asking her all these questions about, have you ever, did you have any narcotics in this purse at any time during the day, today? She went, no. He says, do you ever carry any kind of pot or narcotic in this purse, like maybe the last night, yesterday, a couple of days ago, because the smell could linger? Possibly. Wanted to kill this girl. Possibly. You know. So anyway, he didn't find anything. You know, he ripped everything apart, took everything, but he didn't find anything, so he couldn't delay her. And he just told her, he says, a fair warning right now. He says, if you ever carry a personal purse like this again, when you're working, he says, you'll be terminated. He says, I didn't find anything today, and you're just lucky I didn't. And I'm saying, damn right, she's lucky, because not only would you hit her over the head, I'd hit her over the head too. So anyway, now she wasn't even frazzled. She could care less, you know. So all right, he gives her back her purse, you know, and she starts pushing me, la la la, you know. And I said, you know, I hope I don't miss my flight over this. I said, you know, do we have far to go? She says, yeah, we do actually. We have to go take the tram to the other terminal. So she's pushing me now, you know, with a little bit more energy, because I had, you know, we had to get on the tram, and then we had to go about 4 stops with the tram, and then we had to take elevators up and down, and then once we got on the floor, it was the last gate all the way at the end of the terminal as usual. And then she, not even I'm sorry, lady, I'm sorry, ma'am, you know, that this held you up. She, no. But I was so excited to see that cute little dog. He was like a little shepherd mix, not a tiny dog, you know, not as big as a German shepherd, but you know, he was a kind of a brown and black shepherd type mixed dog, and he was so cute. And man, he came to that wheelchair, and he sat his butt down, and he started looking up and down at his trainer, and that was the sign. There's something peculiar. There's something strange over here. So thank goodness he didn't find anything, but it was very embarrassing, and it was upsetting, and it was the first time I was ever pulled over by a drug dog, a narcotics agent. You know, I'm saying, what the hell do I have in my purse? I got pill bottles, like so many pill bottles, but they're all vitamins, you know, and my blood thinner pills, and my metoprolol for my heart, AFib, and they can't take my pain pills away. I need those pain pills. I'm in pain. But anyway, because they examined my suitcase before, you know, in my travels to Mexico, I had a little bottle of deodorant spray, you know, air freshener, because as de-essers, we usually need something for the bathroom to kind of clean the air. And he opened my bag to check that, and he saw all my prescription bottles and didn't say anything. But I had a prescription from my doctors listing all those medications and vitamins, which is what you needed, you know, to get through customs in Mexico. And they didn't question it. You know, Mexico really didn't question anything, because I had Kristen with me, and they didn't check anything. Kristen showed her passport, my passport. Again, I'm in the wheelchair. She hit that button, the light turned green, and we just hustled right through customs in Mexico. But when you're in the States, it's different. They're a little bit more careful with checking every little thing. So that was my situation in Atlanta. So it was really interesting, to say the least. Okay, guys, that's my story about my little Mr. Sniffy, my little experience with Mr. Sniffy at the Atlanta airport. All right, everyone. My weight, actually, I'm up a few pounds. I got on the scale today and oh, I'm up a few pounds. Where the hell is that coming from? But I tried to get on to stay on a liquid day today to see if I could eliminate. I think it's just water. And I had some soup and I had water and I had some diluted Snapple. I love to have a little Snapple tea with a lot of ice cubes. I do have Snapple half water to dilute it. And then I got hungry. I said, oh, I don't know if I can hold out. And I had a grilled cheese sandwich with tomatoes. And then I just had a little bit of rotisserie chicken with a very tiny baked potato, which was left over from yesterday. And I ate that because I got hungry. Okay, well, that's it. Just wanted to share my story with you about my travels home from Monterrey, Mexico. Okay, everyone, that's it from Cookielu in Arizona. And we had a terrible thunderstorm last night. All day yesterday. Thunder, lightning, sheets of water. I mean, I thought it was in Florida. That's how torrential the rain was all day yesterday and all night. And all I kept doing was checking the ceiling. Dear Lord, please don't let me have another leak. Because last year at this time I had a leak, a bad one. And the roofer guy came and he did whatever he needed to do, and I said, oh please, no, I can't take another week. So so far so good. Everything was fine. Okay, everyone, that's it from Cookielu. Hope you enjoyed my story. Bye.